moments to destroy American defence capability by attacking the basis in American defence capability, or the basis on computers, computerisation. I wonder whether this technology which QLabs represents here has or is heading towards the development of an offensive capability. Does it represent a capability to identify, neutralise, attack, destroy the data security systems in an opposing side or in an opposite side? And if so, is it something which should have been dealt with even more intensely in the recent white paper, or I suppose will it be in future white papers?
As far as an offensive technology, I don't believe, certainly the way we understand technology at the moment, that it could be deployed in entity. However, where it does have function is in terms of protecting our valuable information assets, our IT defenses. It is one element of a comprehensive suite of security tools that need to be deployed to protect the various elements comprising our information networks. And the particular aspect that this deals with is of securing data while it's in transit. So where it is traveling between two parties, it does offer a mechanism of security which is, to the best of our knowledge, unbreachable at this point in time. And the point to note here is that the capability to secure information is not reliant on necessarily the design of the product that we have. So even if your adversaries were able to gain access to the physical device, it would not assist in this technology.
If I can just add, Peter, I think, as I thought about this, that there are three defensive capabilities, not one. The first is the obvious one, to protect access to your own communication. The second use of the technology is to actually identify when others are trying to access your protected information. And the third, which may be equally important, is to secure your communicated message from being changed by others. Now, those are, I think, three very powerful defensive technologies.
As I said, I'm happy to open it up to the floor, so if you've got a question, please indicate, but certainly we'll come to you in a moment then. Let me ask a question now, though. Can I assume that there are other companies, other agencies who are also working on trying to develop a second generation, and how much of a threat does that pose to you commercially in terms of the stage that you're at? And as an extension of that, how important and what will it actually involve will be the relationship with Lockheed Martin?
Well, you're absolutely right. I think you have very few technologies in which you have the privilege of being the exclusive group working in a particular area. And we are aware of a number of research groups worldwide that are working towards developing second-generation continuous variable quantum cryptographic devices. As best as we can ascertain at the moment, such technology has not entered the commercial realm. That's why I think, as you rightly pointed out, we feel it's very important to establish a relationship with companies like Lockheed Martin so that we're able to sustain this advantage and rapidly push ahead with the commercialization of the technology.
Paul Johnson, who is the CEO of Lockheed Martin in Australia, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but certainly from our discussions and negotiations, there's no doubt in my mind that Lockheed Martin intends to support further research and development of quantum key distribution at QLabs and with the ANU. I think we can see a long and fruitful business relationship, but we are going to need that level of support, I think, if we're going to take scientific know-how to the commercial stage with the speed that is going to be required. This is a competitive arena for the reasons that I think everyone in this room is now understands.
Maurice Riley.
I have two questions. Are there any byproducts to the technology? I'm thinking more on a domestic level here, such as internet filtering. It's a very large issue in the mainstream for parents wanting to protect children from, pornography and so forth. And my second question, well, actually, I might wait for the answer and ask the second.
Okay. As far as spin-offs, there are a number of components which are inherent in a quantum cryptographic system, which serve a particular function in there. One of those potentially is the quantum random number generator. You need a true source of random number generator which has applications well beyond just quantum cryptography. This is something that we're looking into. Secondly, the level of security that's built into this device, in fact, can be dialed to a desired level. We have the capability of, at runtime, of modifying it so that you can either run it in ultra-secure mode, or if there is not necessary in a particular implementation, the security can be dialed down to a lesser level of security, and potentially, I guess, to your question, coming to home users and things like that, it may well, in the medium term, be a technology that could find place there.
Second question, then we'll take a question from the rear.
And my second question is about the skilled workforce that you would need. I mean, mathematics and science is, I'm thinking about students coming through, those numbers are a lot softer in this country than they used to be. And I'm just wondering, as this product grows in the market, do you think you'll have enough skilled people in Australia to back up and resource the technologies? And if not, well, where do you look for that sort of...
Well, that's actually a very interesting question, and this is where our relationship with the Australian National University is particularly valuable. We think it's a symbiotic relationship where deep research from the ANU can come to the commercial arena, but similarly a commercial entity like QuintessenceLabs has access to a wealth of expertise. So amongst our team of about 23 so far, we have about half a dozen or more people who are actual world experts in their fields, whether this is in the area of mathematics, whether it's in the area of quantum physics, computer science, and even engineering. So for us, certainly at this stage, if we grow very large, that might start to become an issue, but at this point in time, we find that we've been able to build and will continue to be able to build a team that has all the requisite skill sets to build a QKD system.
Next question at the rear.
Hello, Marcel Skjeld. Dr. Sharma, I've been listening regarding the technology. It sounds at this point in time you're looking at putting it at the edge, so at a DMZ. And is the technology capable of being reduced down to something equivalent to like a host bus adapter that you can actually use internally, because a lot of threat is insider threat these days. So if we can achieve that, we will get the benefit of encrypting it within the corporate to the gateway, and then also potentially use it as an IDS as well, an intrusion detection system.
Certainly, in fact, I think that's one of the great advantages of this technology, is the possibility that it can be miniaturized down to a very small form factor. Indeed, we've just commenced a relationship with RMIT in Melbourne to look at miniaturizing this technology down to the optics component of it, down to a very small form factor. Our hope is that in the not-too-distant future, in a matter of under a year, we'll have